How are y'all? And welcome back to another video of Look Be a Landlord. Before we start, I just wanted to say I've changed a load of my audio settings. I've added a few filters and things. Finally, after only 9 months of doing this, I finally sat down with an audio tutorial and added a load of settings and things. There's a lot of changes, so I'd really appreciate it if I could get some feedback on my audio. What's it sounding like? Is it okay? More specific, the better. Are there any problems? And also, what's the speaking level like in relation to the music level? Can you hear the music of the game? Can you hear the sounds? All that stuff. Do I need to turn the music of the game up or down or whatnot? So any feedback will be very much appreciated. Anyway, hopefully this will be the last time I have to do any audio changes in a while. The tutorial was fantastic and very comprehensive, so I feel that the audio is sounding pretty good at the moment, at least to me, but obviously I'm not the only one listening to these videos. So for today, we'll jump into it anyway. I'm going to thank you in advance for all your comments. We are going to play another all mods run. I think that was pretty fun. Kind of got dominated by the education mod, and of course I feel like this one will also get dominated, but maybe we can do something with the Eldritch Gateway or Cena Cog or something. And we'll do this for our floor 15 run, and then on floor 1 tomorrow we'll start with a new mod. And there's a capsule mod I've been looking at. It looks pretty good, but if you guys have any preferences, please let me know. So we are on floor 15, and the big change here is that a dud is added every 15 spins before rent payment 12 instead of every 20. So you always have at least 2 and generally 3 duds in your deck at any one time. Alright, let's jump in. Let's see how this gets on. As always, if you're enjoying the videos, give them an old like. I guess I'll take a dog. This is interesting. They've actually changed the dog symbol so it works with kindergarten, high schooler, college student and professor. Some nice attention to detail on whoever made this mod. I'll take an ore because, as we saw yesterday, that'll come in handy if we see a college student and we want to make a geologist. Okay, I'll take another cat. Just taking random symbols here. I took a 3-sided dice. We made the 25 rent payment with 6 left over. I'm a big fan of picking up bar soap early on. I think it fills up the empties and gives coins and also removes itself. Let's take a fish tank. Let's take a gambler. I think is probably the best here. For every turn he survives, he'll give me 3 coins. Now, we didn't survive very long. I'll take a goldfish for guaranteed 1 extra per turn. I should have actually switched off fish tank and kept the goldfish for as long as we had bubbles. That would have been a better thing there. I'll take a beer. Might pick up a dwarf. And kindergarten versus textbook. So this is very much a perspective pick. I'll take the textbook, I think, because it gives 1 over the kindergarten, which takes 7 turns to pay out. We made the 50 rent payment with 26 left over here. This is fantastic. We'll take a high schooler. And here's a pitchfork. I know it was a comment there about using the pitchfork more often. This is fantastic. It makes us more likely to pick up farmers, which in fairness, we never really pick up, as the comment said. So I'll take the pitchfork mod. This is great. That means we can just throw in any farmers we find. I'll pick up a gambler. I'll take another kindergartner. Am I pronouncing that correctly? That sounds wrong, but could be right. I'll take a big ore for our eventual geologist. Shouldn't be too long. We already have a high schooler, so 5 more turns and we'll have a geologist, which is fantastic. I'll take a rain just because it's worth 2. And we made the 100 rent payment with 42 left over. 150 now due in 6 spins. Let's pick up. So I'm looking at Essence Capsule here, but I think this is risky. Rabbit Fluff is less risky, particularly if we take Nori the Rabbit as well. We don't need to remove anything yet. We're doing okay. Okay, we don't need anything here. I have not picked up a toddler. It'd be cool if there was some kind of synergy for the toddler to change into a kindergartner. I don't know exactly how that works. Maybe if you put the toddler next to a professor or something, it'd have to be fairly obscure so that if you wanted to keep the toddler, you could. But that'd be a nice synergy if person who made the mod is watching this, which is unlikely. I actually hit skip by accident there, but that's okay. Hopefully there was nothing decent in it. We'll take the lockbox to get rid of that key, and we'll remove the flower. Where's my college student gone? He turned into a bartender. Oh, unbelievable. Because I had that stupid beer. I don't want the bartender. I definitely need a dwarf now. We made the 150 rent payment with 45 left over. 225 due in 7 spins. I'll take looting glove essence. I'll take rabbit. Will eventually be worth 4. And I'll take egg carton, I guess. And we have to wait again for our college student. I'll take a library card. That's great. I actually want to get rid of that beer, I think. Miner, we don't want this. Let's skip this. 4 spins. We need to get about 25 per spin. We'll skip this. 27 on that spin. I'll take a void creature. Okay, we got a geologist out, which is fantastic. He was actually right next to a beer, so if he hadn't been next to an ore, he would have turned into another bartender, which would have been fairly disastrous for this run, actually, since we don't have a dwarf. It's okay, geologist is starting to grow now. We made the 225 rent payment with 62 left over. 300 now due in 7 spins. Golem is pretty good. Kind on a string is a removal, which is pretty good. Let's also use the removal for... I'm thinking no pearl will be removed. Kind on a string will be removed. I'll get rid of the cherry. Let's take a removal capsule. Let's reroll this. 4 golden egg is pretty decent. It's just worth 4. Let's use the removal capsule on the dog, I think, or one of the cats. One of the cats it is. Rabbit fluff. We are going to lose a bunch of duds, so I think I can afford to take this rabbit fluff. Okay, 41 per turn. Let's take shiny pebble for the geologist. Geologist is doing great, really getting there. I'll take the kind for a kind on a string. Let's take the egg for egg carton. Okay, we made the 300 rent payment with 33 left over. 375 due in 8 spins. Barrel of Dwarfs is the opposite of what we want. Shedding Season would give us a massive amount of rabbit fluff, which not really what we're looking for. I guess I'll take Barrel of Dwarfs, but don't particularly want it. We also don't particularly want anything here, but I will take Mining Pick. Switch off Barrel of Dwarfs. Okay, I'll take a milk for the 1 cat we have, I guess. In the skip. Let's take a textbook. Even though that's useless, we don't have any high schoolers. We don't want any of these. Here's a wine. I mean, if we ever get a dwarf, it's going to be pretty good. I feel like we should probably pick up the wine. Another kindergartner? Sure. I'll take a removal capsule. We're pretty strong. With this geologist, we are pretty strong. I'll take an egg for the egg carton. And I'll remove the dog, I guess. Okay, we made the 375 rent payment with 114 left over. 450 now due in 8 spins. I'll take the geologist and I'll take the cardboard box. I think I might actually remove this bartender. This college student is definitely just going to turn into another bartender though, that's a big problem. I'll take a big ore for the geologists. I'll reroll here for time capsule, could give me quite a lot of stuff. Let's take it. Okay, bubble. Not great, but not the worst either. I'll take a golem. There we go, there's another bartender. Taking that first beer was a mistake. We'll have to remember that next time we play the education mod. I'll take an oyster. We might get a diver out of it. 61 per turn. We don't have anything to increase coal. No, so we'll skip that. I'll take another golem. I reckon if I can just make these, they can maybe make up for the fact that we have a bunch of bartenders. We made the 450 rent payment with 197 left over. Let's take kind of string essence. Let's take... See, the problem with this college student is it's definitely, like, the odds are good that it's going to become a bartender. Let's roll the dice. This is probably a terrible idea. Wait, I just have to pause this for 1 sec. Alrighty, we are back. Hopefully the jump in music wasn't too jarring. And what am I doing here exactly? Clear Sky, it's really strong, don't want it. Ninja Mouse, don't want it. Dark Humor, don't particularly want that either. I mean, I guess I'll take Clear Sky because it's a rare. Oh my god. We rolled the dice and it worked. We got a diver rather than a bartender. Very, okay, this is going to be a good run, I'd say, just based on that. Luck is with us today. Let's skip this. Let's remove nothing at the moment. That's great. Okay, I'll take a sand dollar so for the diver. I probably should remove something. Well, we have now 25 symbols. Right, let's get rid of this other cat that's not doing anything. Let's take a chemical 7, I guess. And the reroll capsule, I guess. Geologist is having a great time there. Let's reroll this for library card. Sure, why not? Well, why not is that we don't have anything that'll use it. So I want to know, we really don't have anything that will use it. And I'm not likely to get a professor with the amount of beers that we have. Alas, just like real life, too many beers equals no professors. What do we have here? Do we want anything here? No, we don't really want another library card. Here's a textbook. They're so common. I feel like these are way more common than other commons. Like, there's just so much that gives you textbooks. The education mod, look, there's another one that, I don't know. It could just be confirmation bias like that. I noticed them, but it seems like they're way more common. Like, well, I suppose I see a dwarf quite often as well, just not in this run. But anyway, we made the, what was that, 575 rent payment with 347 left over. 650 due in 9 spins. Should not be a problem. General Zaref with the education mod, I think, is terrible. Amethyst. Is there a way of making them into a dame? This is going to, I believe that there is. Higher if next to a chest. No, there isn't. There's no way of making them into a dame. You can make a witch if next to hexes, though. But only a hex of thievery. That's interesting because a witch is the only one that isn't a scalar among them. I wonder why they included them. Do I want an amethyst? No, I'll just take an essence capsule for the crack. I'll take a ninja and mouse, I guess. Not that I'm planning to use it. Let's remove this rain. I must have picked that up early on. Toddler, no, is not what we're looking for. We also don't want a miner. I could put in a peach and try and get a Mrs. Fruit as well, but no particular need. Let's remove the dice now, I think. Let's take another chemical 7. I should probably definitely remove these beers. We should probably remove this bartender, actually. Let's take another essence capsule. Let's skip all these. Okay, we'll take a sapphire, I guess, for the 2 geologists. They both got the sapphire. That's fantastic. I'll take another golem. I feel like we've seen loads of these on this run. Let's skip all these. And we made the 650 rent payment with 497 left over. 700 due in 10 spins. Let's take, we'll just take the 30. And we'll take, I'll take Oilcan Essence, but I'm going to switch it off. And let's take Quiver Essence. We'll take a Silver Arrow. And GED. It does affect geologists. So basically transforms every face without a counter into a high schooler. Now, I took this last time that this was offered, and I'm pretty sure it did turn my geologists into a high schooler. Which I believe, looking at it, it's not supposed to do. But I'm pretty sure that is exactly what it did. And I don't particularly want to lose my 2 geologists and my diver. Particularly not losing them and have them all become bartenders. I think that's probably a terrible idea. Yeah, they definitely will become bartenders. Although I could take it, switch it off. I hope switching it off works with this mod. Wait until I have a load of... I was thinking wait until I have a load of ore and then switch it back on and then get loads of geologists. But I already have 2 geologists, so it'd be basically... I might get 4, but I already have 2. I'm definitely going to switch oil can off as well. Just find that. I mean, it's kind of good, but I suppose I could just use it on my geologists instead of switching it off. Okay, let's do that. Let's get rid of this bartender. Let's switch this off. I'll just use it on my, like something like this. Just double the amount we get from it. Sure, why not? Okay, I'll put it here, I guess. Pretty good, pretty good. Don't need any of this. I'll get this one. I'll take an egg because we do have egg carton. We actually have egg carton, fish bowl, and kind on a string, which is kind of the big tree. If we got the one that gets rid of rabbit fluff as well, we'd really have them all. Let's do the biggest geologist. 18 just from that wine. Let's take a void fruit. Getting a column with 2 geologists in it is really all you can hope for. We'll take this sapphire. Let's re-roll this one. Get hit by the arrow. That's great. Quiver is actually doing pretty well. It's survived fairly long. Usually this doesn't survive very long. Let's take this one, I guess. Probably should have been this one. Oh, so it looks like it has to point to no symbols that spin. So it's not something like this where it just points off the board. That doesn't count. It'd have to point off the board twice, which is not how I thought it worked. I thought it just had to point off once in order to be removed. But yeah, I guess that explains why it's been around so long. We made the 700 rent payment with 1,379 left over. 777 due in 10 spins. There's a pair. I kind of am incentivized to pick up a farmer, but I haven't yet. It looks like we're going to manually be removing these beers. We've went the entire run without... Oh, there's a dwarf. Never mind. I take it all back. I take it all back. There's a General Zaroff I don't want. I'll just take a wealthy capsule. I suppose I could have saved my oil can essence for the dwarf, but it's pretty good. Let's take a chemical 7. I don't need the removals. Let's take a kindergartner. We have all these books. We also have no beer, which is great. So she'll turn into something fairly well. Actually, I wouldn't mind a bartender at the moment. Let's take a sapphire, I guess, for the geologists. Let's take goldfish. And I'll take a time capsule. Let's see what it gives me. Okay, we might actually get a professor out of this. We made the 777 rent payment with 1,782 left over. I think we were well on way to getting a professor. We didn't have anything. Unless we added something ourselves, which, were we intelligent, we might not do. But, I mean, knowing the way I play the game, probably would. But anyway, that's a win. And that's got to have been one of the easiest floor 15 wins. There's a guy on Reddit actually who's trying to win streak floor 15. I think he's up to 8 wins in a row at the moment, which is pretty impressive. I'm on 4. My win streak is 4. Back from when I used to just play 415, I assume. And obviously playing it with no mods, but I reckon if you installed the education mod, you could probably get up to 10 fairly quickly, like possibly within 10 runs. Very, very strong. And it makes your runs a lot stronger, just having access to these scalers. Anyway, a very fun run. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow with a new mod. As I said, let me know on the audio. Let me know what it was like. I'd really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, all that good stuff. And we'll be back tomorrow with another video. Until then, take care of yourselves and cheers for now.